Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Well, my next interview is with Phil Rowley. Now, Christmas is just around the corner, and although his new book doesn't come out in time for Christmas, you might want to consider it for that person that wants to learn about still water fly fishing, because that's what this is all about.
Well, it's kind of a funny story. This is my third book. I've done three others primarily focused on fly tying with a little bit of how to fish mingled in there. And as you know, I travel around a lot this year aside, speaking at shows across North America. And about 3 years ago, I was doing the fly fishing show in New Jersey, Somerset. I think it was still there. It's now in Edison, but that's the largest fly fishing show in the world. And they have an author's table. So as an author, I was sitting there authoring, and Tom Rosenbauer, who works for Orvis, Orvis, was my sort of table partner, if you will. So we were just sitting there having a conversation, and Tom's written a number of books through the Orvis Guide to program they've got there. And he just turned to me and said, I think we should write a Stillwater book, and I think you'd be the guy to do it. So as you know, at these shows, there's a lot of times, a lot of things are said, but do they ever bear any fruit? You never know. So anyway, I got home a few weeks later and then got an email and then another email and an email from the publisher and then a contract. And then it just sort of snowballed from there, and it actually grew some legs and took life. So that was 2.5 years ago. And it took me about 2 full years to get the book done. It's basically my 35 plus years. I hate to admit I'm that old or as well, but of my Stillwater experience across North America. As you know, I spent a lot of time in British Columbia, where I first sort of fell in love with fly fishing still waters, and then moved to Alberta about 15 years now. And then that allowed me to expand, just provide the opportunity to expand elsewhere. So, I've fished basically all across predominantly Western North America, but into Eastern Canada, into the Eastern United States as well. Using my Stillwater skills there. And of course, every time you go out, you learn from the experiences and the others you fish with, and add to that. So that's all been built into this book, and it took a long time, a lot longer than I thought it was going to. I kind of really just dumped myself into this, and everything I could think of I put in there. It's over 110,000 words and close to 300
Wow.
pages.
So
Yeah.
when it I guess for someone that's going to purchase the book, Phil, and get into it, what sort of is the theme or the message apart from obviously fishing stillwaters, but is there something a little deeper in terms of the context of the book
There's lots of depth in the chapters. It's an instructional book. So I've got chapters on how to fish floating lines, both subsurface techniques, which you and I've done before with strike indicators and long leaders. That chapter alone was close to, I think, around 7,500 words. And then I've got dry fly fishing techniques. We don't get the dry fly opportunities that river and stream anglers do, but when we get them, we certainly relish them and try to take advantage of them. Sinking lines, how to retrieve, how lakes work, big, huge chapter on entomology, because understanding the food sources is so important. Leaders and knots, a little bit of introduction to lock style as well, fishing from a drifting boat. I mentioned retrieves, what's in your fly box, my thoughts on fly patterns, all the equipment you need, boats, rods, lines, reels, all the little niggly accessories you bring along with you. I'm sure I missed a couple of chapters, but I just threw it all in, and it's kind of it starts with an introduction as to why you'd want to fish lakes. A lot of people, myself included, I actually learned to fly fish on rivers and streams first, and then just sort of enjoyed the what lakes had to offer, and really got into that in my younger years. So I've got a little bit of that as well, because I find a lot of people in my schools and seminars and guiding have that river and stream background, but are intrigued by lakes for a variety of reasons to try to bridge that gap and help them understand why you'd want to do it.
So, Phil, the book comes out, I believe, in May. You folks can pre-order now. So, hey, a great Christmas gift idea for anglers out there. In terms of more information, where can they get some details about the book and order information, that type of thing?
Yeah, they can. The book will also be available through my. I have an online Stillwater fly fishing store called the Stillwater Fly Fishing Store. So stillwaterflyfishingstore.com. I have my own personal website, flycraftangling.com. People can email me at flycraft@shaw.ca. I've got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube accounts, so you can mail me through there. So the book is scheduled to come out in May of 2020. We'd hope to have it out earlier, but the current world we live in said otherwise. But that's probably the best way. And there is a pre-order link from Lions Press, the publisher, that I can pass along to you that you can pre-order. Anybody who orders the book from my the online store, all the books that we sell through there, I have that with my good friend Brian Chan, who's another Stillwater fanatic like myself. They're all autographed as well. So that's everybody gets an autographed book if they order it through that store. And as soon as it's up and available, I'll be having them in stock because I'm hoping it's going to be a reasonably popular book.
I'm sure it's going to be. There's no shortage of people looking or looking for more information, especially when it comes to a seldom understood fishery like flat water, like lakes. Phil, I can't thank you enough for your time today. Wish you nothing but success with the new book, and let's hope it catches on.
I hope so too.